Good evening and welcome. So grateful to see all of you on this call, and also want to extend a welcome to all who watch later. We have about 50 people that signed up for this call this evening, but I'm grateful for the small group that is joining and sharing this space together this evening. So let me talk about what we have planned for this evening, and then we'll make the most of our 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, I'll stay on if anyone wants to have any informal conversation after when the recording's turned off. And for those of you on the East Coast, you may just want to go to bed. So that's an opportunity as well. But this evening, we're focusing on a breath practice that specifically can work with symptoms of just stress and really helping us reset for the week ahead. And in particular, this evening's breath practice will focus on sort of three outcomes, three benefits. First, we'll work with bringing our hand to the heart. We do this all the time in our work because it's very simply helps us regulate. And then we'll use a cyclic breath, breathing down into the heart over and over again. In many spiritual traditions, the heart is actually seen as the center, even to the point where it's seen as the brain in many consciousness theories. So by centering our awareness in our heart brains, it allows us to once again find a place of regulation and coherence, automatically reducing kind of symptoms of stress in our life. Secondly, we're going to bring awareness to 4 particular points around our body. For those of you that have journeyed with us for a while, you'll be familiar with this technique. We're going to bring awareness in front of our body, above our body, behind our body, and beneath our feet. By bringing ourselves into balance, once again, that allows us to immediately begin to lower symptoms of stress. And then finally, we will use illuminating questions to begin to clarify a sense of purpose and also perspective in our life. Often when we face overwhelm or feeling like we're inundated by life, what is necessary is reframing what is most important, who is most important, and what action may need to be taken at any moment in time. So I'll just summarize very briefly. In a moment, I'll guide you through this about 15-minute practice where you will once again work with the heart center using breath. You'll feel 4 points that I'll guide you through to bring balance. And then we'll come back into the heart and I'll offer some questions for you to begin to notice, what really is calling to you in this moment. I'll share my screen, so there'll be some images and there'll be some music really at a hertz frequency that again is to reduce stress. But again, your opportunity is to really just follow along and allow yourself to be carried forward in this way. So as we begin, I'm actually going to start by telling a story. And stories are a way for the mind to start to fall away by entering a place of curiosity and wonder. So take a moment now to allow yourself to be in this present moment. You can turn off your camera. You can do anything that helps you stay more present so that you can enter this story, and then I'll guide you from here. So allow yourself to be here as you hear the words of this story. Notice your responses, a place of inquiry and curiosity, as you allow yourself to be led by the words of this story. And it's an adaptation from a work by Tolstoy. There was a young woman. She was very worried, and she fretted about her life, whether she was living well, doing the right thing, paying enough attention to what was needed in the moment, whether she was living right. She was so worried and fretted about everything that she sort of spun herself into a corner. Until one day, a friend said, "There is an older woman who lives at the top of the hill. I've heard that she is very wise. Why don't you walk up the hill and see, maybe she'll help you." So the young woman set out on her journey. And as she walked up the hill, a very long and steep hill, she noticed that there was a baby fawn that was in the middle of the road. And she stopped and she looked around to notice if the mother deer was anywhere close by, and she was not. So she paused and she thought, well, I can't let this fawn here, so let me see if I can lead the fawn to safety by the side of the road. And she did so. And then she was worried that the fawn wouldn't stay put, so she sat down under a tree and coaxed the fawn next to her. And she waited. And she waited. And she waited. Sure enough, soon the mother doe came back, and the fawn and the mother were reunited. And the young woman went on her way. She reached the top of the hill, and she encountered the older woman. And she told her about her plight, that she could not stop worrying. And the older woman paused and said, tell me about your journey to get here. The younger woman said, well, there was this fawn and I stopped. Then finally the mother appeared. And the older woman said, I have 3 questions for you. What is most important right now? Who do you need to pay attention to? And what do you need to do or not do? And she said, a minute ago, you talked about a fawn. How do these questions inform what happened? And the young woman paused, and a light bulb went off. And she said, when I walk in the way of the present moment, the fawn was most important at that moment. The fawn was what I needed to pay attention to. Staying with the fawn was what I needed to do right now. And the older woman paused and said, walk forward from here. Allow yourself to take a deep breath. If it's comfortable for you, take a hand and place it over the heart. And drop your awareness out of the mind down into the heart. Feel the steadiness and solidness of your hand on the heart, the source of sacred wisdom, the place of wholeness and intellect within you. As you place your hand on the heart, allow your breath to follow. Breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale, follow the breath down into the heart. Breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale, follow the breath down into the heart. Breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale, follow the breath down into the heart. From here, I'll cue you with a few more breath patterns, but notice your own body and follow your own cues. In through the nose and out through the mouth, breathing down into the heart. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In, out. In, out. In and out. In, out. In in, out, in, out, in, out. Continue to breathe. And this breath pattern may feel a bit fast to you. You can slow it down, or you can speed it up for a greater intensity. In, out, in, out, in, out. Continue to breathe. And once again, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, and out. Now we'll follow the breath into each of those 4 positions. As you breathe in, follow the breath into the space that is in front of you. Breathe in through the nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, breathe out into the space that is in front of your body. And follow that breath a few more times, in through the nose and out through the mouth into the space in front of you. In through the nose, out through the mouth, into the space in front of you. And now we'll breathe up into the space above our head. Breathe in through the nose and send the breath up above the crown of the head. In through the nose and breathe up. In through the nose and breathe up. In through the nose and breathe up. Continue a few more breaths on your own. Now we'll breathe into the space behind our back. As you breathe in through the nose, send the breath through the backside of the body. Breathe in through the nose, exhale, and breathe into the backside. In through the nose and into the backside, the space behind you. In through the nose and breathe out through the backside of the body. In through the nose and out through the backside of the body. Continue to breathe. Finally, we'll breathe down through our feet and deep into the earth. Breathe in through the nose and send the breath down through your legs and feet, deep into the earth. In through the nose and exhale down deep into the earth. In through the nose and down deep into the earth. In through the nose and down deep into the earth. Now bring your awareness back to your heart, and we'll practice the cyclical breath once again. In through the nose and down into the heart. In through the nose and down into the heart. In through the nose, down into the heart. In and out. In and out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Once again, that breath may be quick for you, so you can slow it down. And a few more breaths in through the nose, down into the heart. In through the nose, down into the heart. In through the nose and down into the heart. And finally, rest your awareness in the heart. And bring your awareness right in the center of the heart as you consider these questions. What is important right now? Who do you need to pay attention to or not? And finally, what do you need to do or not? In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose and down into the heart. In and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. And one more time, feel the heart. And notice once again, what is important right now? Who do you need to pay attention to right now? What do you need to do or not do? As you notice what is coming forward in response to those questions, hold them in the heart and we'll breathe one more time. In through the nose, down into the heart. In and out. 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 Notice what is coming forward and hold it in the center of your heart. As we go from here, may your breath give you the regulation, the balance, and the clarification to live your week forward from here. Thank you all for being here this evening. For those who watch later, I'll stop the recording now. You're welcome to drop off the call, or for those who want to connect, you're welcome to stay for another few moments. Have a wonderful evening and good night.